Welcome to the Unfolding Podcast, a space where soul, synchronicity, and self-discovery meet. Together, we explore the cycles, lessons, and magic that shape our human experience. Breathe, soften, and open your heart as we journey into the wisdom waiting to unfold. Welcome back to another episode of The Unfolding. It's Luna here and Solera, and we're so happy to see you guys again. And I just wanted to let you guys know that we are tapping into kind of a trigger-sensitive topic today. So trigger warning if anybody, has any trauma. But we're diving into mental health, the stigmas behind it, and then we're going to share personal, real life stuff that we've been through. Some little tidbits that we've been through, dark nights of the soul, and just how we kind of overcame it and stepped into our power a little bit. So without any further ado, let's go. I'm going to actually let Solera go ahead and just open up with something she wants to say, and then we'll just kind of write off of each other. But we're talking about mental health today and the stigmas and how it doesn't have to overpower and claim your life.
Okay, put it on me. Fine. I'm kidding. No, so there's so many thoughts that have come up in the last 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks since we posted our last video. And again, we don't want to be scripted people. We want to speak from our heart. So I'm not going to look at a prompter or anything like that. But I did write some thoughts as they were coming up. And Luna and I actually came up with a quote yesterday. Like, we worked on this together, and I presented this thought, and she was like, what if we tweak this and make it this? And it was like, boom, wow. And so maybe you can help me, Luna, but It was something like, healing begins when you reclaim your power.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That was one of them. We had another one. But that one was so powerful, right? This is why it was so powerful. And because I was sitting here the last 2 weeks thinking about all the depression episodes I had in my life, right? And some people may have not had that same experience. Maybe some people didn't experience depression as much. I think we all have our lows. We have our lows, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe some more extreme than others. But I was thinking back to all these depressions, situational, environment, mm-hmm. family dynamics. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a relationship. Whatever it is. The theme that came up with each depression episode was that either I lost my power, forgot my power, or gave away my power. That was what connected the dots to each, because I'm like, why does this always happen? What's the theme? There's always a theme, And when I realized that, I think that's a big aha moment for me and hopefully for some people, because it's I don't want people to see depression as a bad thing, because it's not, right? It's a guide. It's your soul saying, hello, we're not in alignment. And I'm speaking to you, your mind, right? Because it's almost like different entities sometimes. Your soul and your mind are opposing sometimes. And I always say, go with the feeling, not the logic, because the logic will take you to what's right, but is it right for you?
Yeah.
And always you needs to come first. And I have way more I could say. I'm going to let you feed off that, because I feel like there's already ideas flowing in your mind.
Just this girl be dropping things. She said something I think what I want to expound upon is giving your power away. You said there was situational depression, and giving your power away resonates with me, because that is something that I experienced along my depression journey. And we don't want to give so much of ourselves, but little tidbits so you guys can understand that we're having a conversation with you and that we're not above you, that we've been through some real shit, So for me, situational depression showed up with me giving my power away because I'm an empath and a recovering people pleaser. And so I realized that every time I felt low, I'm going to use the term low vibrations because depression made me feel so pushed down, but like I realized that vibrations, meaning just energy, the way I felt in my surroundings felt so low and cloudy and foggy, and usually for me, that showed up when I gave my power away. But I didn't know I was giving my power away. So that sits with somebody. Giving your power away can look like in a situation, you're getting in like a verbal argument and you catch yourself getting fired up, your fists are clenched, and you're speaking before you can even think. And so over time, when I began to learn how to work with my mind and my body, it was like I realized that I wasn't even pausing to check in with myself before just popping off, because I was so trying to match the person's energy instead of maintaining my own. So I was giving my power away. And what sucks about that is that the people that you're arguing with, they're going on with their day. They're having a good night's sleep, not thinking about you. And you're there festering, thinking, stressing. That's how the depression cycle for me started. So I wanted to say, like, I could resonate with that. And probably someone out there too is like, oh, I see myself in this. And there are ways to reprogram the mind, but it definitely took practice for both Solera and I. But I wanted to touch on that whole giving your power away. And the only way you can reclaim that power is by noticing that you even gave it away. When you feel weak and when you feel like your energy is like displaced and you feel confused and out of your body, usually you've given it away to somebody else. So that was my experience.
Thank you for sharing that. And like you said, we'll touch on some things at some point. We always go back to protect your energy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
protect yourself, and so that's what we do. But we also want to be vulnerable with you because we've lived through these things and we know, and I'm not saying we live through it and like we're in this magical place, we'll never go there. Okay, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
Something might come up, at some point, I'm sure. And we're going to have to learn how to process it. But that's the thing, right? About low vibration depression, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're
Mm-hmm.
calling it low vibration. Is it's a learning opportunity, right? So imagine we changed our perspective from that person's depressed, they're in a bad place, I worry for them. What if we looked at it as, hey, there's an opportunity coming up for them. There's a learning opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
What's the opportunity? And like Luna said, a lot of times you're not going to realize you're even falling into
Mm-hmm.
depression because in the moment you're like, this is a moment thing and I'm going to get through it. And then you just get stuck and you start spiraling and then you give your power into the situation. Okay. So the situation could be anything, right? Like I said, heartbreak. It could be grief from a loss of a loved one. It could be losing a job. I mean, it could be so many things. We're human
Yeah.
and we're going through so many things. If you don't get depressed, teach your magic. But I
Right.
will tell you, I'm grateful for our depression, for my depression. Why? So many reasons. I could write a book on it.
Mm.
But the number one reason is Luna couldn't be here today talking to our audience if we didn't go through it.
Yep.
It was like our school of life,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you think you're going to school, you think you're going to grade school, whatever, but really you're going through a school of life. And
Yeah.
and our souls chose this. Like our
Mm-hmm.
souls chose the lessons we wanted before we came. And that's a new concept for a lot of people. It's very new for me when I began my spiritual journey, right? But our souls chose this. So again, when those situations come up that bring
Mm-hmm.
your vibration down, instead of going diving deep into I'm low, I'm not good enough, I can't change the situation, I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Let's shift our perspective a little and think, what is this trying to teach me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that one can be especially hard with a loss of a loved one
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you have no control of that, right? A lot of times we don't have control over certain things. That's okay. You only have control over you,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
Where do I want to go with this? I feel like you're about to lead into something here. But what I want to say is if I didn't go through the years of depression I went through, I would have never spiritually awakened.
Right.
Okay. And we haven't talked about what spiritually awakened really means, and we will. We will dive deep. But essentially, it's your soul's awakening. It's your third eye opened, your soul arrived. You see things from a different perspective. And my soul went through so much of that pain for so many years that the only way out was to awaken. Like my soul got to that point where I was like, boom, you either keep going here or we're going into our highest consciousness. And that's where I went.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this place? What is happening to me? It feels beautiful. That's a whole nother story. But my point is, if we looked at depression as our teacher
Mm-hmm.
and learned the lessons we need to learn from them, the next time this comes up, because
Mm-hmm.
it will, right? You can reframe your mind better
Yeah.
instead of falling into the trap.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You have something to say. I feel it.
I'm just like processing what you said and like agreeing with so much of it. Where do I want to go? I want to touch on something that Solera said. So we cannot control what happens to us. That is true. So when we're saying your soul chose this, if you're a literal person and you think literally, please don't think your soul chose that person dying. Your soul chose to divorce after 20 years of marriage. Your soul chose whatever the trauma was, right? Especially if it's like trigger sensitive and it's some sort of abuse. Your soul didn't choose that, but it did choose whatever lesson would bring you to your highest self. So I don't want you guys to feel like you chose that because those are things you cannot control. And like Grace said, the only thing we can control is ourselves, our reaction, our thoughts, our breath. Those three simple things are things to tap into that we can begin to process what's happening. Because with depression and lower vibrations, what I realized with myself and with just getting to know more people and helping people, it's like the best thing that helped me is to realize, like Solera said, was that depression or any kind of emotion is simply information. It's information showing up to you. So, like she said, what is this trying to tell me? So, if, for example, I think a lot of us put our bodies away from our mind and we separate the two, and that's part of the problem with depression is that it all works together. And so I didn't realize that, okay, I'm going to share something personal here. I have chronic pain, right? Fibromyalgia. So if you're out there and you have that, hello, you're not alone. And it sucks because I have flare ups that come out of nowhere. My whole body just hurts. And I've been having this since I was little, but I realized that it came from trauma. It came from the fact that grew up in a place, in a household that didn't allow me to express my emotions. It wasn't a safe space to express my emotions. I was told that tears made me weak, or I was told to pray things away. So for me, I suppressed everything until it literally showed up in pain in my body, or I would hide that somebody assaulted me. The things that have happened to me, I would hide them and they would get stuck in my body.
I relate to that. Mm.
Right. And so when that happens, it can cause chronic pain. Sometimes your shoulders always tense up and you're like, why am I always hurting in certain seasons of life? But it's because you never let it out. You never screamed. You never cried. You never had your dark night of the soul where you question God and question life. And so you kind of need to work with yourself. And so I feel like what most people don't do is we do talk therapy, which is great. I believe in therapy, number one. I believe in anything that helps you through these dark nights of the soul or depression because I was a manic depressive. I'm talking about in my room with my headphones, don't talk to me, especially through middle and high school. That's how Solera and I connected. I was like, oh, she's
Yeah.
kind of an ambivert. Okay, she gets my melancholy ways, but I didn't talk to my parents. I didn't talk to anybody, and I felt so misunderstood. And it's not until I became an adult that I realized I had no other place to go. Either, like she said, you heal or you stay stuck and you keep spiraling down. And at some point, you get so sick of your own self sabotaging that you're like, I got to do something. So, just like Solera, I had my awakening from going to the very depths and saying, I don't know what else to do. Hands up, I surrender. All I know is that this cannot
Yeah.
be all of what life is, And when you begin to question and realize nothing's wrong with you. It just is. I think people always say that's bad, that's good. It just is. If you're angry, you
Right.
just
It's
are.
part of the process of your life. I mean, imagine we didn't go through the things we went through. What would we be doing now? Like
Right.
as kids, we always said we're questioning like the meaning of life. Why am I here? Kind of what we touched on
Mm-hmm.
last episode. But I don't want to get too stuck on us, right? I
Right.
know right now, I mean, there's depression for many reasons we all know,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I know one of them must be financial reasons right now because that's a hot topic in our economy, at least on the Western side of the world. But, you know, what do I want to say? I don't want to rush my message.
No, take your time.
I know Luna can relate to this, and many people I'm sure can. How we process being in that low vibration is sit with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let it simmer, let it marinate. I've heard people tell people, don't cry, toughen up. Like, no, cry. Whatever you need to do. If it means you need to sleep more, if it means
Mm-hmm.
you need to give yourself more self love, you need to give yourself a nice Epsom salt bath. You need tea, you need whatever you need. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a time to love yourself, to reflect, and going back to what we said, episode 1, going within,
Mm-hmm.
being silent, meditation, diary, all those things, what they equal, the theme with all the things I just mentioned, is giving yourself love
Yeah.
because that's what you need at that time. And no one's going to give you the love that you're going to give to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You may not even know how to do that. We just gave you some tips. You
Mm-hmm.
also have online research, but at the end of the day, it's you can get yourself out of the low vibration. Sometimes we need help. That's okay. But try to sit with that, feeling that thought, that situation, whatever it might be, and just process like, why do I feel this way? What
Mm-hmm.
am I feeling? And try to get out of the mind, and more into the heart and just, I had something come up for me the other day, and I had to sit with it and be like, why am I feeling heavy? Where's that feeling? And I felt it in my chest.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that feeling telling me? Why is this coming up? And then you come up with this answer, and we can go into more details in a second, but I just want to give the general gist, right? Then you come up with an answer. This is why I'm feeling that way. Well,
Mm.
why did that trigger me? What is this teaching me?
Yeah.
Right? Like that kind of thing. I'll let you keep rolling with it.
I'm listening. Are you sure? Are you good? I like what you're saying.
I'm good for now. I think you're going to give
Okay.
me time to think more on it.
I was just thinking like the hardest thing that I had to learn was to love myself. It was actually easier for me to love everybody else. It was easy for me to be a giver, almost to a fault. And so what led me into my low vibration was almost giving to a detriment of myself, like over giving until I had nothing left to give. And I dried up and felt like becoming a recluse, because there is such a thing as oversharing, overgiving. And so when I would see like people talk about self love, I didn't resonate. But now I think how I think about it is more of think of yourself as a friend. Like how would you treat your friend? So Solera is like my soul sister. And so if I gave her advice, it would be loving, sometimes firm and true, but loving and gentle and validating her. But we don't do that for ourselves sometimes because we weren't taught to. And so befriending ourselves is one of the first lessons before we can even talk about reclaiming power. It's like befriending ourselves. I was talking to somebody about that today. It was a client of mine. I was just talking about it, about being a friend to yourself. Meditation was what we're talking about. And Solera said some of these tools we can use. That's one of them, right? And a lot of us, like, there's a stigma because Instagram makes it look like you got to sit like the Buddha for like 2 hours and look amazing and like peaceful and serene and like everything just leaves your mind. That's not how it works. So meditation is simply checking in with yourself and saying, "Hey girl, hey dude, I see you. How you doing today? We're going to sit for a minute and see how we feel. We're going to breathe. We're going to connect." That's what meditation is. because you can't turn off your thoughts. You can see your thoughts as moving thoughts and not attach yourself to them, but they're still going to be there. So the process of meditation is
Mm-hmm.
actually being in yourself, but not attaching yourself to the thought. Because,
Yeah, being present.
right, just being present. So we can simplify that. That's one tool. We can write. We can go for a high vibe walk. When I say vibe, once again, vibration, energy. I go for walks all the time. It's dead cold outside North Carolina, but I go for walks in the forest because I see the trees as my friends. Yes, it might sound weird, but I hug trees, I walk among the trees, I look for animals, and I look for ways to calm my nervous system because no one else is going to do that for me. So if that resonates with you and you're like a forest person, you like nature, maybe you can't sit still, a walking meditation is even good. You can ground, listen to your favorite music track in your ears. And when you feel down, like lift your vibration there. Then you feel your power begin to return to you. The reason we give away our power away is because we're always out doing something else, even when we don't feel like doing it. So if your body's saying, don't go to that party, don't go. You don't have to do things out of obligation. And
Mm-hmm. You
that's
just said the word I was going to
yeah,
say.
that's advice for you to
Obligation.
give your friend. So give it to yourself. Give yourself that pause. Do I feel like I need to be here? Am I going to add anything to being in the space? Is this space going to drain something from me? Then I probably don't need to be
Does it
here.
feel right?
Does it feel right?
Because that's the thing too, sometimes logically I'd be like, well, it makes sense that I should go. Because
Right.
why not? Because I have the night free and they're going to have good food and we're going to have good company. But then there's this feeling underneath that is like, don't go. I want to rest. And I
Mm.
used to be that person that would go with the logic
Yep,
because
push
it
through.
just makes more sense to go
Mm-hmm.
with my mind. But then I dishonored myself. And like dishonoring yourself is a very big deal because people don't even realize the little ways you dishonor yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
that's good. That's good.
yeah, I say that a lot lately because you said something earlier about how you see yourself as like a friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you love
Mm-hmm.
yourself, right? And I want to talk about a couple of things here, and I hope I don't lose base of everything I want to say. Um, Loving yourself. So I used to say I love myself. I think a lot of people say that, right? And I think we touched on this last time. When I think of loving myself now, it's like treating myself like my own child,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Like I'm going to give myself the nutrients I need that feel good right now, okay? Yes, I should probably eat a salad today, but today my body wants a nice soup. And I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to give myself the damn soup.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to lose weight, but I'm going to validate my feelings in that moment above anything else. Okay,
That's
not my
right.
looks. This is how I feel. This is my spirit. This is my life. This is my soul. You're number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I even started doing something recently I never done before. Like I'll like give myself a hug. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like I love you. Like you've been through a lot. You do your best. You show up. And now you're doing a new venture where you want to help other people find the tools that they have within themselves to do the same thing. You know?
Yeah.
And what else I wanted to say is like we have a couple bridges here, right? Because our topic was
Mm-hmm.
depression, self-love, power. And I kind of have like a story that I'm not going to go into full detail on, but it's going to touch on a little bit of each,
Please
right?
do. Please do.
Yeah, so depression has showed up many forms in my life. And like Luna said, it's usually because I was like conforming to the situation or whoever. It was always giving myself away. Okay. And lately I've been on this little like, I'm not gonna go there, but no one's getting their way with me anymore, basically. Like, yes, I'm kind. I'm gonna be there for you, but you're not gonna use me. Okay, I'm not gonna use you, you're not gonna use me.
Mm.
Back to my point. My most recent low vibration state. I was stuck there for a couple years. And it really sucked because knowing everything I know, right? And all the inner work. And for those that don't know, inner work means what we're talking about reflection, sitting with yourself, diarying, you know, becoming aware of your beliefs. Which ones do I want to remove? Which ones do I want to replace? It's like peeling the layers of an onion,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what Luna and I have been doing for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that doesn't serve me and other people, that were beliefs that were instilled into me, we had to first acknowledge them. Like, okay, that one's there, that one's there, that one's there. I don't want any of those. Okay. So what do I want? And then we
Yeah.
had to reprogram ourselves. It's a very hard work, guys, especially the older you get. Very hard work to say, I no longer accept that as my belief.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a new one for myself, right? Anyways, let me not get off a rant. I'm just speaking from the heart. Back to the example I wanted to share with you. So I was in this low vibration state because I fell in love with someone, or at least I thought it was
Mm.
that love. And like when I'm all in on something, I'm all in. Just like with this podcast we're doing, like my heart is in. We're diving in, okay? Take it or leave it. And that person wasn't, and that's okay. Like we're on different journeys, right? But my ego, my human self, had a really hard time dealing with that person couldn't give me what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And so that sent me down this spiral of not feeling good enough, down the spiral of giving my power away to that person. Like, if can't commit, then I'm hurt.
Right.
If you do commit, then I'm going to be happy.
Right.
That's giving your power away because you're letting someone else control your future.
Yeah.
No. Okay. That took me a long ass time, guys. Long ass time.
Oof.
Okay. Sorry to admit, but I'm not sorry because it taught me the grandest lesson in this life you will ever learn. And Luna touched on it earlier.
Mm.
True self-love. And not just self-love, guys. When I mean self-love, okay, understand this. We all have our different journeys, okay? I grew up with my family. I got married very young.
Mm-hmm.
Then I fell in love with this person. So it was like fast, 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 fast. Never really had time to know who am I. I also had kids young, very young age, right?
Right.
And so that heartbreak forced me to be with me and to find my self-love. So I'm grateful for that person. I'm grateful for that situation because I learned the lesson. Now I can close that chapter, back to the low vibration. What is it teaching you?
Right.
And are you going to repeat the same lessons?
Mm.
Go ahead.
Were
You
you
can shut me
complete?
up
No, I
now.
was just
You
no,
can,
I
you can
was just
shut me up.
listening. I was just listening. I was just
No, go
listening.
ahead. I told you this topic brings up so much for me. Go ahead.
I'm trying to like go back to some. You said a lot of good nuggets, so I'm just backtracking. It's how my mind works. I'm just backtracking. So basically, Solera and I, without even we like lost touch. We were always like close. We lost touch because life got busy. Marriage, kids, whatever. Have some similar things that happen to us. So yes, you learned self love. You said through um, your romantic
Heartbreak.
relationship, right? Heartbreak,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like, I want to say that I know I'm going to touch on something sensitive here, but since Solera and I have both been through it, I want to talk about divorce just real quick because we both can resonate. So, any
Mm-hmm.
divorcees
I
out
think a
there,
lot of people
holla. Okay, we see you.
do.
You're not alone. Um, Once again, I have to say it. Besides the fact that divorce hurt some people in my family, mainly my children, I can truly, authentically say to you now, I am so glad I didn't stay. I'm so glad that that had to happen because I was so dedicated. I told you earlier in this episode, I'm an empath. I people please. I prayed my way into thinking that I could keep this thing almost to the point where I literally lost all self-worth because I couldn't see myself without that individual. Which saying that now sounds insane to me because I have such a high self-respect and high honor for myself. But that took time. But that person had to literally remove themselves from me. And my world had to crumble for me to really know who I was. I always knew who I was, but it's like when you go through divorce or any kind of a loss, you have to almost remember yourself and reintroduce yourself to yourself. And so I had 3 years of being single. I had my dates and stuff, but 3 years of being single. And when I was younger, you, Solera and I did some wild things. You won't go into it. We had some wild times as teenagers. You know, we all did our things, right? Going places, fake IDs. You know what I'm talking about. But we all did our things. But that freedom, that boldness, that let's chase life with this like hyper feeling of just we want to be here left me. And I became codependent. And so, once again, gave my power away. Here you go. You can have it. I'm nothing without you. My title was wife. My title was mother. That's all I am. And so, my 3 years of being a single mom, I was like, whoa. I was working and taking time to figure out who I was. And I was like, I need to take a break. As much as I love physical attention and love going on dates and all that good stuff, I was like, I am so I don't want to say fearful, but I was so, yeah, I was scared of doing the same thing again. And so I took my time and I got to know me for me. And what I realized is, whoa, I gave my value away. Nobody can really complete me. You guys hear that, but it's really true. Nobody can complete you and love you the way that you do. And so I'm going to get to a point here. I'm married again in a good relationship, very healthy. But I still apply some of the same rules I learned through my single days to this marriage so that it can be healthy. And I had really hard conversations with my now husband. I said, I love you, but I don't want to need you. I want you. I want to love myself and want myself. And I want to be able to go places by myself, do things on my own, or have my own opinions about what foods I like, movies I want to see, without saying it's an us thing, because I lost the essence of me. So while we still have our shared interests, we both respect each other's individual likes and wants. And that's what's going to keep, if you're in a new relationship, your relationship fresh, and also keep you loving yourself. I hope you guys are hearing me. You know, it's like you have to go within and realize that at the end of the day, when everything happens, the world crumbles, like all you have left is you. So why not give yourself that care and, like Solera said, sustenance through food or through what you like to watch or do. I'm healthy. I'm pretty healthy, but my soul sometimes says, girl, eat the damn chocolate cake. You know, eat that donut because it
Exactly.
feels good right now. It feels good in my soul. I'm feeding my inner child. So even those simple little things can be medicine for
It's
your soul.
self-love.
The self-love,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And I love that you touched on relationships because at some point we're going to talk about this
Mm-hmm.
because
It's
you
juicy.
just said something very big, about like not losing yourself in a relationship, guys. Like those days of the princess and the prince saving her, like done.
It's
You know what
over.
I'm saying? Like, come on, guys, that's so boring. We can do better than that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm single, by the way. Alethea is not. She's happily married, and I'm so happy for her. But I think it's awesome. Like the lessons she learned, think about what we're saying. The pain
Mm.
she went through, the lessons she learned in her last relationship led her to where she is now. And now she can set boundaries and he too, right? Because
Yes.
it's mutual.
Yep.
Now they can both say, hey, I've been through that. I don't want to go through that. What is our relationship going to look like? It's going to look like there's we, but there's also me.
Ah, I
How
love that.
amazing.
I love that.
You know what I
Me,
mean?
me.
Yeah, like everyone needs that. Everyone needs that. Like, do not
Yeah,
lose yourself in anyone. Do not lose yourself in a boss, in a relationship, even in your own child.
that's
Okay?
right.
Do not
That's
lose
right.
yourself, period.
That's
Yourself
right.
is number one. If you don't have you, you can't give of you.
That's right.
And I want to go back to like, yes, this is a spiritually based podcast, but it's spirituality ties into your soul, into your suffering, into your pain, into relationships. It ties into life. Spirituality is everything.
That's right.
I actually had someone tell me the other day, well, that's not spirituality. Everything's spirituality. Everything. Because you are a walking spirit. You are a soul. You know what I mean? How
Oh,
can it not be?
I hate titles. I hate labels.
Exactly.
And y'all, spiritual is the
Same.
essence of who you are. Okay. It doesn't matter if you have 10,000 crystals or wrap your hair in a turban or wear a white robe. That does not make you spiritually in tune. Spiritually in
Correct.
tune is knowing that God, your higher power, is working in and through you, and you are co-working with along with God, and you are co-creating your life that you want to exist in. And you could be in a t-shirt doing that. You could be in sweats doing that. It's not a look. I think that spirituality has gotten to be a fad and commercialized. I'm not going to go there because that's a whole different topic. but it's definitely become commercialized. Just like I said, meditation looks a certain way to people. Yoga, everyone wants to do a headstand. It's not about that. It's the inner
It's
journey.
image that people are selling, and
Right.
we're not here to be do image. Look how we're dressed,
I
okay?
mean,
We said we wanted to be sexy tonight. Why not?
yeah,
Okay, we're
I think they
beautiful
look
women,
pretty cute.
and maybe I could have done better, but I feel like wearing a dress, and you can't see my dress. But the point is, like going back to doing what makes you feel good.
Makes you feel good.
That's what
Lift your
matters.
vibrations, you know? And so I just want to say and pause and take a breath. I just feel like somebody's watching this episode and they're going to connect and they're like, this sounds great, but I'm still sitting here in this dark hole of a mess and I don't know what the hell to do. And I just feel stuck. I feel I'm not even a part of my body, you know? And if that's you, I say, circling back to how we started, just find one practice you can resonate with. I think there's so much information on the internet that it's almost too much information. And so we need to simplify, you know, what brings you joy? What's natural to you? If you don't want to sit, that's not going to be your thing. Maybe your thing is walking if you're more of an athletic person that needs
Right.
to move while you're thinking. Or if you don't like journaling, maybe you're a person that just does bullet point things or jots down a thought and comes back and revisits it later. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no
Mhm.
perfect formula, but I would say find one thing. I think people rush through everything. You have your
Mhm.
whole life to master self mastery, to heal and
You.
to
Yeah.
unpeel those layers. You're not going to just be like, yes, you can quantum leap and timeline shift, which is a whole different conversation. Once you claim your power back and know what your power you're standing in, there's more we can get into about how to reframe your mind and how to reframe and have non-limiting beliefs. But if you're just starting out on this journey and some of these words we're saying aren't landing with you, just find one practice. And I'm going to say this, affirmations. I'm going to touch on this real quick for depression and anxiety. I believe in affirmations, but yet I don't believe in affirmations. And it's like, I want to tell you why. Because affirmations start with the word I am. And I am is really powerful. So if you say, I am depressed, you are going to even feel lower. But if you can reframe it by saying, like, I'm having a feeling of a low vibration, already you're like, it's a feeling. It's not who you are. It's like you're
It's
attaching
not who you
yourself.
are,
Right.
exactly.
And then
Yeah,
number
you have to
two,
detach
sorry,
yourself from the mind. Hmm.
exactly. And the last thing I wanted to say, I'm gonna let you go too. I think your mind's working too. Affirmations for me, I've turned them around. So for me, what works for me is I ask questions in the affirmations instead of saying, oh, I love myself. I am this. I am that. It doesn't feel real because you can say it a million times and not embody it. So I'll ask
Hmm.
myself, I know it sounds funny, but this is what I do for affirmations. I turn it into a question and I'll go, wow, how did I get to be so healthy? How did I arrive at this place of wanting to heal? I am so happy that I'm getting to do this. It's kind of like a question. And then you begin to like feel lighter instead of I am, I am. Work with the questions and then revisit the I am statements later. Because a lot of us are naturally question people. But when you do that, it sounds crazy to people, but to yourself, you're actually reframing, reworking your mind and going, whoa, how do I get to live in this home with this roof over my head and eat this food? You know what I'm saying? Even the simple things. And that's how you can practice like
So is it
gratitude.
so that's what I'm hearing. It's like a reflection of gratitude
Yeah.
and being aware of something. It's
Yeah.
not making statements of like, I claim this is going to happen, which is okay because there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Like, I
Yeah.
affirm all day and, like, and manifest and all that good stuff, and it
Yeah.
happens. But there's different tools, like
Yeah.
Luna said. So, like, back to meditation, right? I mostly just sit outside. I have a
Mhm.
swinging chair and I just sit and I look at the birds and I process, again, like I said before, what I'm feeling, what's coming
Yeah.
up, what
Yeah.
happened today, why did that bother me, why did they do that? Like, I also try to diagnose people too, okay, and I do pretty well at it. And
Hmm.
I'm not saying that to be cocky, but I'm diagnosing the whole situation. Like, why did so and so react that way? It probably came from this. But that could be an assumption, right? But for my own processing, I need to have some answer. So it's like,
Yep. Yep.
I think they had a bad day today, or I think that I triggered their belief today, or whatever, and I'm sitting out there and I listen to music too. Like, this
Yeah.
is my magical healing, guys. Like, literally my whole life, this is how I've gotten myself out of every situation. And as a child, Alethea or Luna said something earlier, as a child, I never really felt I had anyone to talk to. So I had to learn how to alchemize all my pain and suffering, like Luna, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And how I did that was in those moments of solitude. And I've always been an outside person. Everyone knows. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
always just go outside. And I never really put that together until recently.
Right.
Like, there's a
Right.
theme in my life. I'm always outside. Luna used to come over my house, and we used to make iced coffee and do
Yes.
homework on the
Yep.
patio
Yep.
outside.
Outside.
That's where do we have lunch? Not in the
Outside
cafeteria,
at high school.
outside. Okay, we were not spiritual back then, Luna was religious. I was none of the above. If you would have asked me about any of this, I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to get a nice job, have a nice car, and get married and have
Exactly.
kids. Okay?
Exactly.
Like, that was my life because that's what I was told. But now it's like,
There's more.
guys, the sky's the limit. Like,
Actually, not even the sky,
I,
right? It's
I can't
limitless.
say too much. There's no limit, guys. Like, just do what makes you freaking happy. As long as you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting your kids, you're
Truly.
not hurting other people. Follow your soul, that child, just like flow. And again, like, cool, because we gotta like end this soon. Not that I
Right.
want to,
Right.
but I don't want to drag this on. But we gave you guys a lot of little tools, and
Mm-hmm.
a quick recap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember them all, but again, go outside and
Yeah.
reflection.
Yeah.
What Luna said, instead of affirmations, put them into questions. Reflect, sit with it, process it. Why is this coming up? Most people will just jump to, like, how do I numb this? Like,
Numbing
let
out.
me go drink some alcohol. Let me go on a vacation. And like, yeah, it's all good at the moment. But then you're still back to where you were.
That's right.
And it's okay to take that break. But when you come back, you still got to face it. Like, if you want to grow, if you want to not repeat the same lesson,
Mm.
we got to learn. And I've repeated some lessons a couple of times, and
Oof.
it's just like, why does this keep happening to me? And it's like, well, because you haven't become consciously aware of why this is happening to you. Hello? You know what I mean? I'm saying that to myself. But like, it took me a long ass time to realize this, I
Yes.
was just walking around like, why does this happen to me? Like, well, now I know. Okay. And like,
Mm.
now when that feeling starts creeping up, it's like, no, we're not
Mm-hmm.
going there. Why
Mm-hmm.
is this coming
Mm-hmm.
up? And how can we reframe this in my mind and my soul
Yeah.
that will benefit me and teach me something so I can grow from this versus sitting and giving my damn power away? I think I just recapped a lot of what we just said.
No, that's good. I want to touch on one more thing before we end, but I wanted to just
Yes.
piggyback off of that because yeah, I think what happens is, and I'm only talking from my experience, and so is Solera. We're trying to stick to that because
Yep.
we can't speak for
Yep.
you, and we can't tell you
Correct.
what feels safe. Only you know what feels right and safe, right? Or
You do what's
true.
best for you.
But I can
Mm-hmm.
say that I repeated cycles too. Half of them are generational things that were just passed down that I didn't realize. And then some of them were chosen things that I kept doing because it felt comfortable. And so I'm going to say this with love, but it's going to be a little bit of tough love. Okay, hear me out, people. First of all, the only way to begin your healing journey, there's no way around it. You have to go through it. You have to go through it and feel it. I know it sounds cheesy, but to heal it, you literally have to. So if you, and I hate saying the word have to, that's the one time I'm going to say, that's the one thing you'll need to do is to feel it in order to heal it. And we have to also take accountability. I love what you said about doing the same dumb things over, like to ourselves. But sometimes we like to victimize ourselves because we were a victim, right? Maybe of abuse or something, but also we become victim mindset, which can be very unhealthy. And so what victim mindset does is it makes us not accountable to our own sabotage, and then it puts it on everyone else.
Fact.
Now, my ex, you won't go in to give any power to that person. Yes, they definitely had issues and narcissistic tendencies. But I also had carried traits and baggage. And so when we both met, it was like hitting a wall instead of helping each other grow. What's supposed to happen in any friendship and relationship, not just romantic, is people are supposed to water you and then you grow. And then you water them and then they grow. It's like reciprocity. We were just doing this and
Right.
we couldn't communicate. So you're going to have to, yes, feel it to go through it. And then, secondly, tough love. You'll have to go within and say, okay, Alethea, what is the repeating theme here? And why do you feel like you're fighting yourself? What is it that you're bringing to the table? What is it that you're saying that makes you feel this way? What are you saying when you're giving your power away? What are the words you're saying? What are the situations? Because you're going to realize there's a common theme. Different things
And what are the
happen.
thoughts that are replaying your
Yes,
mind?
yes, because you're acting on your thoughts, which is important. Why it's more important to get into your body. So even if you have a block
Yeah.
to exercise, it's usually mental. If you're having a block to walking and exercise or anything physical, it's trauma. So first, I would say do little tiny stretches, and somatic is a word going around, but somatic just means moving your body in circles. Take your neck, go like this, check in, because your energy is stuck in your bones, and so you need to release it. So I just wanted to say that real quick because I don't want anyone to think that it's always someone else that has the issues and it's that person's fault. But the quickest way to heal and trick the system, and I say system, I mean like the world we live in, but the earthly world we live in, to trick that system and to move through our healing a little faster is by being accountable. The minute I started saying, what the hell am I doing that for? Not in a safe self-blame way or shame way, but like, why did I do that? And questioning and writing things down and then trying out new behaviors, I was like, wow, that works really well. It's like experiment, play with it, right? But what I wanted to
Yeah.
touch on before we leave was empowerment, even a little bit. So we can probably go into it more into another episode, but I feel like we didn't touch on that third anchor, which was empowerment. So
Right.
Solera, like, can you touch on this real quick? And then I will, about like how we started taking our power back and what empowerment or claiming your power back looks like to you personally, and then
Okay.
I'll say it to me so people can resonate and see, when they approach this part of their healing journey, what it could look like.
Okay. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go, but a couple of things came to my mind when you said this.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to stop waiting on everyone to save me or to help me. Okay. I've become super hyper independent. People don't understand it. And I don't mean just independent. I actually truly enjoy my time. And I enjoy people too. But when you do so much healing work internally, right? And you have peace that you created because you worked really hard for this space,
Mm.
you can't just allow anyone in that
Mm-hmm.
space, right? So I've set my standards high, not too high, realistically high, because I'm a person, like, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Luna knows I just vented about something I did the other day, and I'm like, I know why I did it. Kind of wish I didn't do it, but it's something I need to go through, and it's something I need to learn from, because at some point I'm going to teach someone else how to overcome this,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
But I gave my power in every way possible because I just wanted everyone to be happy. But I never prioritized my own joy. It never just was because many reasons. I don't like to play the
Yeah.
blame game,
Why?
right?
Yeah. I want to
We're
ask,
all accountable.
why did you
But
do that?
it's
Mm.
many reasons. Like, I was kind of raised that way. Like, be respectful, shut your mouth, don't say what you think, like, be kind, like, think about their feelings, like, always thinking about everyone else but me.
Yeah.
Like, I had
Yeah.
this ladder in my brain as a child, like, first there's God, then there's my parents, then there's my children. Like, I was at the bottom. Why? Why was I in the freaking bottom of the list? Okay, I'm number one. Okay, you're number one. We're number one. You are the start of your damn life. I heard that, somewhere. It's like, you're the star of your damn life. When you start realizing you're the star of your damn life and you can't give your stardom until you find your stardom, that's where you start, like, finding your damn
Mm.
power. Like, know your power. Like, I didn't even see myself, guys. Like, people always tell me, like, you did really great at that, or thank you for this, or you're so smart, you're so all these things. And I was just like, really? Like, was I that naive? Yes, I was. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, I am that amazing. Like, I found my damn power. And now the boundaries are high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the time I spend alone with myself is my number one priority because that is how I connect with my higher self. That is how I can show up here. That is how I can show up for others. If I don't give
Yeah.
myself that, then I'm just depleting
Yes.
myself. And I will not do that for anyone.
Period.
There you go. There's how I am find empowerment. So I'm gonna give that same question back to you,
Ooh, I felt
Luna, and then
fiery.
we'll close it off there.
Yeah, I felt fiery, y'all. That could be a whole other episode, but let me just try to like piggyback off of that. Woo, she came with some energy. Um, I can totally relate, and it's probably going to sound the same, but the flip side of it, because if you've noticed, Solera is more sunny, and like I'm like that moon energy, but we work together beautifully. And so for me, I would say I realized the same thing. That was my awakening experience. I've always been a person that likes to be with myself, and people find that strange. But now I know why God made me that way. I need to I'm the kind of person who'll go to a party. I need like 4 days to recuperate. Right, that's number one. Then also, but when I became spiritually aware, I realized that that was medicine for me. Like I like me. I think I'm fun to hang out with. You know what I mean? Like I like walking with myself and dressing up for myself and all that kind of stuff. So when you start like putting stock in looking good for someone else and doing this for someone else, once again, you're giving your power away. So those were things that I started to do was like, yes, I am the star of my life. I like to put it this way because I see it on Instagram all the time. Main character, right? No, you are the damn main character of your life. You really are.
You better be the main character.
Because if no one else, who? Who, right?
Yeah.
And so I began saying that to myself. And then another word that came to me in mantra that you probably haven't heard or a phrase is no one is coming to save you except yourself. No one is coming to save you except
Which
yourself.
is pretty much what I just said. Like, that's
You
what I
said that.
realized. Like, yeah, I turned 40 on my 40th birthday. I
Yeah.
just got a divorce. And I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to end this because we're going over, but I
Yeah.
hope you guys
Yeah.
like it. But real quick, I was turning 40 and I was going through a divorce and I decided I'm going to go on a solo trip for the first time in my life. Never been alone
Yeah.
anywhere, like not even to a restaurant, okay? Because I was always with family. And I was
Exactly.
just like, I'm going to Costa Rica. And I had the best damn time. And I did not wait on anyone to become available to go with me on my damn trip. I did whatever I wanted on my own agenda. I
Yeah.
met random strangers. I rode horses. I went on volcanoes. What didn't I do? Now imagine if I sat there and was like, I hope whoever is
Right.
available. No, I'm not waiting for you. I'm not waiting for anyone. Either show up,
Yes.
elevate, be there, or don't, because I'm still gonna live my damn life to the fullest,
Yes.
and no one can tell me better. Boom. That's the
Yes.
end.
And I want to finish what I was saying, right? It's
Yeah.
like it's like what Solera said hit me because I saw her Instagram pictures and I was like, she's living the best time of her life right now in Costa Rica. But I think what I want to give you guys is eat, pray, love. If you've never seen the movie, it's good. Even for men, it's good, okay? And I think we need to romanticize our lives. This is what I began to do, right?
I like
My
that.
2026, 2027 will have more traveling. I haven't been able to travel just for some other things in my life, but now like time is freeing up, life has changed for me. So for me, it looked like eat, pray, love within my normal scope of life. Like go to a different coffee place, take a different turn, go hiking somewhere else, or make this place look beautiful in my house or this space. So I started saying to myself, I'm going to make things beautiful. That's going to be my life. That was my intention for this year. And I really lived by it because I just felt like I have to start within before I can go without. So if you're like, well, damn it, I don't have a passport or I can't travel right now, don't worry. You can create your Costa Rica experience right where you're at by just like looking through a different lens, having a higher view and saying, what brings me joy? What's new that I can add to my life right here in the city that I can do? Like
Yeah.
you can find a horse and go ride it, like, in your city.
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah. Or
create
just go to a
experiences
nature trail or
right by
new
yourself.
meetup groups or like, okay, let's talk about fears next time. That's what's
Let's
coming up
do
for
that.
me. Face your damn fears.
I
Go
do
be
have,
alone.
yes.
Go eat dinner alone. Like,
I was
let's talk about
You're
that.
reading my mind, bitch. They're
Good.
probably going to bleep that out,
Good.
but she's reading my mind. I was just going to say, my last thing I'm going to say for real was date yourself. I did that for 3 years. I dated myself. I found out what I liked. Did I really like that kind of egg that way? Or did I like the egg that he liked that way? Like
Yeah.
It's to the point where you're like shadowing other people because you don't want to rock the boat. You know, it's to the point
Right.
where
And do
my
I want to
husband
clean my
now,
dishes every day? No,
that
I
part,
don't.
that
Okay.
part,
Every other day.
my now husband laughs at me because I'll be like, I'm not going to ask permission. Like if we have a movie night plan together, yeah, we'll watch a movie together. But otherwise, we have TVs in this house, and he'll see me. He's like, she's in her mode. I'm going to let her be in my ugly slippers, my big sweatshirt, watching my rom com. You know, because that brings me joy. And so I
Right.
don't longer wait and say, is it okay if I watch this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, do what makes you feel good. Date yourself. Y'all know what
I
I'm
love
saying.
your
You used
imitation.
to do that. Y'all
I
know
know
what I'm
because I used to do
saying.
that too. I'd be like, "What does everybody want to watch except for me?" You know what I mean? And now it's like, I watch whatever I want, baby. You know
That
what
part.
I mean?
So
Yeah.
just do you guys,
Oh, that's
even
funny.
if it's your, you know, your guilty pleasures, your Real Housewives, whatever it is, watch the damn thing, feel good, create your excitement, romanticize your life, and know that depression is not you. It doesn't have to overtake your life. Know that there's different tools, there's medicine, there's therapy. Everything that God has placed on this earth is good and there's no shame in it. But the true healing only begins and stays when you go within and realize that the only person coming to save you is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's it. Boom.
Something's coming up for me as a closing message.
Yeah.
So before you go trying to fall in love with someone else, fall in love with you first.
I
Fall in love with you.
hope you guys heard what she said. Like, put your hand to your heart and really state there's so much in me to love. There's so much in me to love, as opposed to I love me, right? That doesn't sound real. There's so much in me to love. And what that brings up for me is like discovering yourself, loving yourself,
Yes.
you know?
It's such an adventure,
It's an
guys.
adventure. Don't make it boring.
It's an adventure. I mean, I'm to tell you, like,
Mm-hmm.
I change every day. And I'm just like, oh, this is you today. I got you. Okay, what does this look like? And I just go with it,
Go with the flow.
you know?
Go what makes you
Go with the
feel good.
flow.
I hope this episode helped you guys. If you notice, we love to kind of go all over the map, but we do come back to the core of what we're talking about. And mental health, there's so many stigmas, people saying something's wrong with you and putting labels on you. Just remember that before all that, there was a you. Before that thing happened, there was a you. So all we're doing is walking ourselves back to remembering ourselves. And you're not alone. We're here with you. If you talk to no one else, you can drop comments, engage with us on YouTube. Let us know what landed, what you agreed with, what you're working through on your own healing journey. Because guess what? We're all souls walking each other home. That's simply it. We are unified. We just create division. So don't
Right.
let that be a thing. Please talk to us. We're not therapists, but we are leaders in our own scope of work because we've done the damn work. So we can talk and engage with
Right.
you. So please let us know how you're loving it, how it's landing for you, maybe about some more things you wanted to hear about. We can do some more short videos about specific things that you want to hear more about from this episode. But thanks for joining us at the
Yeah, and I
Unfolding.
just want to leave off with that because I know we've gone longer than we normally would, guys, but I feel like this is a really solid episode. I think there's a lot of good information, but I
Yes.
want to tell you guys, um, holidays are here.
Mm,
Enjoy them however you see fit. Enjoy them. Take this time to slow down in your life because we are in that season of slowing down, of reflection, of,
yes.
being with your family. Take care of yourself. Come January, guys, we're coming back. So you have more than enough time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Give us your comments, your thoughts, whatever. We're here. We're open to it. We're really excited. I hope you can see we're really pumped up about this. And we're never running out of topics
Never.
because we're in the school of life and there's so much to learn and so much to talk about. And we can't wait to keep doing this with you all. And I hope that you have a great rest of your year.
Yes. Thanks for subscribing, y'all, and share with your friends. If anything we said resonated with you,
Yes,
share,
please.
click, subscribe, like, give us feedback. We can handle it. All right.
Yes. Thank you
Peace.
all. Mwah. Kisses always. Bye.
Bye.